Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. You know who I am, and this is Rant and Randy's Rant for uh, December 12th, 2019. Hello, Velda. Glad to see you. Uh, I'm going to start off and tell you I'm an analog man living in a digital world. I've been around computers since, well, let's put it this way. I worked for Georgia departments of uh, computer operations for uh, 20 years, ending in 1999, not 2099. Uh, and like I explained on Facebook, I am not really doing any kind of payments of what I have except for one on DirecTV. Therefore, I just went back and checked on the GoFundMe page for new equipment and better quality videos for both YouTube and Facebook. Uh, Hopefully, I've got good news again. I'm going to check it out again with PayPal. But that account is in the name of Randall Curvin. The problem with GoFundMe page is I went back and looked where I could get in. It led me back to PayPal, and PayPal for Facebook has me listed with the last four digits of a debit card that I had 3 or 4 years ago. I edited that out, but I'm going to have to call. You can't call Facebook, so there's really nothing I can do about that. Uh, but it's been delay after delay. I supplied the routing code of the bank and my account number to PayPal, but it is not getting transferred over to Facebook fundraisers. And this is embarrassing to say the least. Uh, there's a lot of good people out here, like Blue Dot Family. Uh, this is not a requirement, but this has really slowed things up because I can't get it to work on there. I even started another one the other day, and it's the same way. I had to decide. I unfollowed one. The one that I have out there, hopefully you'll get to see it one of these days. And what it says, or it's like somebody building a house. In other words, I'm trying to build this product of my video shows to get across to more people, particularly on YouTube. I will be working on that. It's a real pain in the neck and a pain somewhere else that I felt at times this morning, and it comes and goes. So maybe it's almost over. I had to hit that restroom and sit for a while. But that's getting better. So I feel better than I did earlier. Let me start out with this is frustrating. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And the impeachment hearing debates round and around and around in circle. And you know where the Fox people, they might as well say that's what they are. The Republicans, the Fox people, Fox spews, that's where they're getting their talking points for today. It's sickening. Oh, and I wanted to mention Jimmy Jordan was out there in the same shirt and tie he had on yesterday. That's to show you he's working hard for you, people. You Republicans can be proud of a man that's caught up in a scandal at the university he used to work for. Yeah. I also wanted to mention before I get into any more of today, Fox News last night, and what they're doing, they're taking video clips of CNN and MSNBC and presenting them out of context, trying to make Democrats look like fools. It's fools that watch that, and that's their only news source. Something is wrong with somebody that just watches that. Why is it that all the other networks, except for Fox and those other two, why are they the only ones? They're outnumbered, but people think they're right. And now I suggest you go over to my Twitter page and look at that. There is a video out there that a friend of mine supplied for me talking to Trump supporters. They're talking about a war if we impeach President Dumbass. This is really getting dangerous. Really getting dangerous. Oh, I want to go to some optimistic information I got. We were we were in a grocery store and got talking. I overheard somebody on the phone, on their cell phone, and what they were doing. Let's see, I had some of it written down, but I can do that from memory. In any case, I overheard him. It sounded like he was arguing with possibly another preacher and asked him, how can you say that you believe in the Bible and you're all right with people in cages on the border and that kind of talk? And he actually spoke to me first because I guess he overheard Grace and I are always talking with someone about changing their mind about this thing. And come to find out, the first words out of his mouth is, I'm apolitical. And I said, I am a political activist that does a Facebook and YouTube rant. And so then I told him, I said, is anyone believe that someone who has locked up children on the borders, death on the borders, with Donald's watch, is the person that is the chosen one? And he said, yeah, that's right. So I feel better from that standpoint. They are not totally getting over on churches here. I know of one in Novinger that picked a fight with Grace and I 2 years ago in McDonald's, of all places. Thought he was talking to all Republicans because it's Kirksville, Missouri. And I told him, you were wrong about that. What about the New Testament? And he said, we go by the Old Testament. I could have said it the other way around and they would go by the New Testament. It's all a bunch of bull. It's all hate in churches like that. All right. Calm down from that one. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. I keep hoping the head will fly off, but it doesn't. And last night, I thought the best speaker of the debate last night was Congresswoman Val Demings. She really drove home a point that covered our freedoms, a point that covered her background. She covered the point that her ancestors were slaves in this country. And she just really did a great job. Let me kind of look over here. Like I said, I'm not totally up to par. Hello, Buddy. And by the way, with Buddy Davis, uh, that his video, his CD, excuse me, buddy, your CD these days would make a great Christmas present, and you can get in touch with Buddy on Messenger and get the details. All right, I've got some area to cover. Now, I heard last night on Cuomo at a special time, I think it was 12 midnight, or slightly after, because they wound up last night's session at around midnight. McConnell will want to move acquittal very quickly so that both sides both sides will not bring in their witnesses. That's where I think Donnie and the Republicans in the House are not going to agree. I don't even think the ones under McConnell's thumb are going to want this. But what he's doing is he's looking at a political problem. The quicker they get this done, he feels like the less it will affect the elections. And what were they doing today in the debate? You got to wait for an election because you have no evidence. That's what the Republicans say. We have no evidence. And you can ask Grace. She's in there with earphones watching TV right now, but it's ridiculous for them to just go around in circles. If we let this president get away with this bullshit, we're admitting, or the Republicans might as well admit, they want a dictator. He's covered by Article 2. He can do anything in the hell he wants to. And then they play it the other way. That's what scares me. If Trumpers are talking about, if he gets impeached, they want a civil war. That is scary as hell. And they keep going, the Republicans keep going back to this one point. And the point being that Zelensky didn't know. Yes, hell, he did. Everything, they turn it up. That's the problem. Here's the problem we got, folks. Everything is upside down. And a lot of the blame is on state media. Fox spews. They're trying to cause a civil war for their candidate. Last night on Ingram Angle, I'll explain. I can only listen to that bullshit for 10 minutes at a time because it just gets more and more lies, more ridiculous, taking clips out of context and trying to make us, and spreading their disinformation for their big boss, Donnie. Let's see. Okay. And it was pointed out a number of times today. There were 17 witnesses, but they're saying out of that 17, none of them were credible. It was all hearsay. They're in the State Department, and it's all hearsay. They know what's going on. Okay, let me skip over. Oh, this is another point. This is off that hearing for now because really there's nothing we can do about it. I just wanted to reveal why it's important. We keep pushing for health care. We need to make some changes in Medicare. Yesterday I had to pick up my Genuvia, which points out now we're all charged too much. I have extra help. I was able to get Genuvia 3 months worth and paid $10.43 for it instead of 47 under my Part D medical. Drug plan with Medicare. Okay. Uh, Now, if you just figure it at $47 a month, that's a lot for somebody in the position of being retired like myself and Grace being disabled. All right. Uh, if we had no insurance under Part D, I looked at the bottom of the prescription. It would have been $1,744.49 for 3 months of Januvia. Who the hell in this country, Medicare or uninsured, how in the hell can they afford $1,744.49? We have to do something about these drug prices. That goes back to Donnie broke another promise. You dumbass. You told people you were going to lower the drug prices. Just like everything else, you lied to get the vote. And that's what you'll do again. How's your latest health care plan going, Donnie? Still going to announce it after you're reelected? That's because you and the Republicans don't have a damn health care plan. Jeez. Whoa. All right. I like that, buddy. A war, bring it on, knuckle draggers. That's true. They are knuckle draggers, and Buddy can tell you if we have a civil war, they're not going to be protecting the Trumpers. There are enough good military that is still in place that if he does something like cause a war, and that's what he's out doing in his rallies, he's trying to rally his troops. His troops cannot beat U.S. forces. And if we're the ones being attacked, that leaves the Trumpers are going to be in trouble with the military. Because I don't believe that he has subverted enough military for us to be the victims of a civil war. I'm just warning. We are not snowflakes, and we won't sit back and let people kill us. And what is this anyway? This I don't understand. The Republicans are partisan for one man, the president. They do not any longer believe in being a patriot except to one man. There's something wrong with that, wouldn't you think? You wouldn't think, and we know they're only a third of the nation, but we can have a hell of a mess on our hands if those dumbasses start killing people. And we've already seen examples. To my Republican friends, tell me how many terrorists were other than domestic and how many of those were radicalized by ISIS. Very few compared with the right wing Donnie supporters. There have been many of their supporters or his supporters out there trying to kill people. And what are we seeing now? more and more gun violence. This is just the beginning. Nothing's going to get done about it because of the Senate and Mitch McConnell, Moscow Mitch sitting on everything. And there's a big story about they hit the headlines. I heard a little about it last night. Lev Parnez connected to Rudy Giuliani and to President Trump. Received in a wire he received $1 million from an oligarch in Russia. This has no connection to Russia. Excuse me. And that one is about to break. And what they want to do is send it back to the courts. Yeah, send it back to the courts. That way, SCOTUS will be handling what? I don't even know how many lawsuits there are against Donnie, against the government. Our government. We're having to sue our government for him to let go of records, and that's not obstruction of Congress? Give me a damn break. Shit. And all this is over one FISA, which I will remind people, Carter Page has never been charged. He's never been locked up. But it was just a whole cabal of Democrats in the FBI. Please. And that poser, Collins. Oh, I noticed too, on Ingram, she's starting to look like she's watching and listening to the people she's interviewing so much, she's gotten like dog face. Now she looks like a deer in headlights. All right. I've had you about 20 minutes now and kind of look at the remarks. Well, I like that. I like that, Linda. Linda Douglas says, my church is nature. It's so easy to pray when you're surrounded by beauty. That is true. And Native Americans, what has always been foremost in their minds? This earth. They know there's nature, and nature is battling against all this pollution, dirty water, and they've always been that way. They've always been for defending this earth and our atmosphere, our water, everything. This is not new for them. All right. I'll wind it down. This is just one of those days, folks, with the problems that I'm having with getting your support because of the GoFundMe. I wish I'd have never done that and tell people they could just send whatever to my P.O. box, which is I was going to make up a sign. I've been in there watching CNN all day long. But it's for your cards and letters primarily because by giving out some address on here, my fear would be that I'll get a lot of hate letters. And I don't even want that possibility of them knowing where I am in this town of Kirksville. All right. And that is Randall Kerbin, P.O. Box 336, Kirksville, Missouri, 63501. And that's my new P.O. Box. hopefully by tomorrow they will use some WD-40 on it because it's so tight I couldn't turn the combination on it. But I knew, having let you good folks know yesterday for the first time when I got the P.O. box, that there couldn't, I told them at the post office today, I said, there couldn't be any mail because I didn't even tell anybody till yesterday. All right, I will let you go. Yes, we must, Jerry. We must protect Mother Earth. But that progress is being held up. I think partially the Republicans got used to doing nothing when Obama was obstructed through 8 years, and they don't want to do anything for money. They think they're entitled to be there in office because people actually put them in office. And what's that come along with? Lobbyists, lobby money, NRA money, and NRA money from Russia, and an NRA that had a Russian spy among them. And of course, nothing is being done wrong by all these fascists in the country. That's just everybody's imagination. Before I leave you too, and I mostly did this from the heart today because I've got copious notes, but you don't want to be here 2 or 3 hours, do you? uh, Betsy DeVos is in trouble again because she totally ignored the law about all these rip-offs for getting money out of students. They were told from the start that it was law. They would have to help them out with people like ITT collecting all kind of fraudulent money and adding to their debt. Now it's gotten up to 330,000 students. It's got to stop. The law should be obeyed. After all, those Republicans over there in the House and the Senate say they're for law and order. No, they're not. They're lying through the teeth. Because what happened is Donnie came in with a bunch of fascists with him, a bunch of oligarchs that are looking after their interests, not the American people's interests. Well, I hope I was entertaining to you today, and I will get things straightened out. I hope you feel like that. If you feel I keep you entertained 6 days a week, consider supporting me. It is under Blue Dot family rules. It is not a requirement. I'll be here for you, whether I get a dime or not. That's not the big thing. The big thing is improving the quality of the videos with a camera, snowball mic, where I can play some music occasionally. I have a couple of people that one of them I'm going to have to check with him to see if I have permission. I went to high school with him, and uh, he is some kind of vocalist, and I think he was a music teacher up until he retired. So that's basically what it's for. I hope I keep you entertained. I enjoy it, and I keep my blood pressure down too. As many of you may have noticed, particularly Linda has noticed, that I can get angry like this. I take it out on Donnie, and I'm fine. All right, I'll let you go for now. Ran a little longer than I intended to. I appreciate everyone that comes to both of my shows, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, and we are here for a reason. We're going to cause that big blue tsunami to cover this country in 2020. This is the most important election cycle I've ever faced, and probably you've ever faced. Well, let's face it. Uh, this has never happened in the history of our country, and we will take our country back because we are the minority. We are the guardians of liberty. It's ours, and we will take it back. I love you, America. I love you, Blue Dots, each and every one of you. I have never seen a family that's come together like this one has. A true grassroots movement. All right. Peace. Resist, persist, and insist that we get the fascists, the oligarchs, and the criminals out of the White House. I enjoyed speaking with you today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Uh, Basically, if it's all right with everybody, 6 o'clock seems to work well. Uh, Sometimes I'm even seeing John before I come on, but that works well for me because I've already seen world news by the time I hit the air on Facebook. So I'll see you around 6 tomorrow. Have a good evening and enjoy the circus in the house right now. Bye bye. Share this shit.